Well, someone who also returned home from the hurricane was our chief meteorologist, Chris Vickers.
Chris, good to see you. We said it at the top. Good to see you back here. Talk a little bit about the timing of everything, because we were just saying, you went down on Sunday. The storm hits Wednesday. Can you talk about kind of the, I guess, the anticipation of everybody down there at the station you worked at?
Yeah, well, obviously getting down there days in advance gave us time to prepare and really plan for what was going to be happening. Of course, with safety in mind, there was a very detailed plan about where we would go once we evacuated. We had a secondary television site that was well inland from the storm surge threat. The plans really were put into motion about 2 to 3 days in advance. We followed all the evacuation orders, and then the coverage really began around the clock. By about Wednesday, we were really in 24/7 coverage, which means shifts for all staff, whether it was the reporters, the producers, the digital, the meteorologists, were essentially around the clock with a little break at a time.
I guess you were in Tampa. I mean, that was right where Milton was headed for. What were some of like the safety precautions, I guess? Because I know a lot of people were concerned about your safety.
Right, the safety precautions really followed these to a T, and we were in a secondary site, and this is some of the video that I captured when we were entering that outer eye wall. Winds at this point were about 80 to 90 miles per hour. We had just lost power then shortly after this video. We were in a site that was secure from storm surge and well within the rating of those winds that we were expecting. Eventually, we were on backup generator power for several days after Milton hit. But leading up to it, it was really the uncertainty of where the storm was going to go. The landfall really dictated where the worst of the storm surge would have went. And if it had tracked about 15 miles to the north, Tampa would have experienced a historic storm surge just 2 weeks after Helene brought over 7 feet of water into the area. They ended up going just south over towards Siesta Key and Sarasota. They were very hard hit by the storm surge, but Tampa did avoid the worst of the storm surge.
This is a call, well, just for people who don't know, this is a call that went out. Tegna is a corporation which owns both WTOL and WTSP. They needed the help. They needed the hands-on as far as the 24/7 was concerned.
And they really did. They were storm wary after just dealing with a hurricane 2 weeks ago. So I volunteered my time and my expertise to head down there and to give them some relief. And of course, we followed all those safety protocols. I was excited as a meteorologist for the opportunity and more excited really to serve the people of Central Florida that were very wary of another storm. And it eventually did make landfall as a major Category 3 storm. And some of the stuff we were seeing going into this storm when Milton turned to a Category 5 storm and reached some of those astronomical barometric pressure readings that were sub 900 millibars, we knew we were dealing with a beast of a storm. We were fortunate that we avoided a worst case scenario. It's an experience that I will never forget, and a year that many in Central Florida certainly won't forget after their second significant hurricane in just a few weeks.
Chris, good to have you back.
Great to be back here in Northwest Ohio. Can't thank everybody here enough, and thank you as well. Many people back at home supporting me and wishing me well and sending their thoughts and prayers. Certainly meant a lot, and I'm very happy to be back right here in Toledo.
All right, Chris, thank you.